Welcome to the KeesKast, the official podcast of Keesler Air Force Base. Each month or so, we'll bring you interesting interviews with people around Keesler about topics that are relevant to you.
Hey there, Keesler. I'm Master Sergeant Ryan Crane from the 81st Training Wing Public Affairs Office. This month, we had the opportunity to highlight a few great events our Force Support Squadron organized for the base. This month, our airmen took on the battle rig during the Alpha Warrior Circuit. Sarah Heeson and Kevin Klein sat down with us to talk about fitness and how the Alpha Warrior competition enhances military readiness. In late July, FSS brought SNL alum and comedian Time Meadows out for a stand-up comedy tour. He was gracious enough to sit down with us and talk about his tour, the Air Force, and he even dropped some life advice on us. We hope you enjoy it. I am here with Time Meadows, who's taking a stand-up comedy tour to the Air Force bases around the U.S. in coordination with Air Force service activity and Air Force entertainment. He is an SNL alum and has appeared in just about every entertainment medium imaginable. Tim, thanks for being here with us at Keesler Air Force Base.
Thank you for having me, both of you. Can you hear me okay?
I got you. You are good to go. So you just came from Barksdale Air Force Base, right?
Yes.
So I was looking at your tour. So it looked like the first time that you came out and did this, you were hanging out in Florida. You went to a few bases there.
Yes.
And then right after that, they pulled the rug out from under you and they took you to Oklahoma and they were like, go to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Oklahoma. Yeah. I mean, they set it up because of my schedule, so they tried to get me to just to give a weekend, and we split it up every couple weeks.
Yeah.
And so Oklahoma was different from Florida for sure.
Yeah.
I got lost actually in Oklahoma. I flew in to Oklahoma City and I put in the address of the venue that they gave me, and the MapQuest took me 3 hours out of the wrong way.
And you can't tell because it all looks the same.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It all looks the same. It's all flat. And so I drove for 6 hours that day. I drove 3 hours. Then I called them, said I'm late. I don't know where I am. And then it was like, it's going to take you another 3 hours to get where we are. And so I drove all the way back across. It was unbelievable. I was so disappointed in my telephone. I was like, I'm never trusting this again.
Technology has failed us again.
Yeah, you get so dependent on it too. You just trust it,
Yeah.
And I did. I fell for it. I was like, I'll never do this again. I'll always double check, make sure I got it right.
Nice. And then you're coming out on this trip. Started out at Barksdale.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got to talk to any of the airmen or any of the people that were out there, but Barksdale's got a nickname. It goes by Barcatraz.
Why is that?
Because it's like Alcatraz. You can't get out of there. Once you go there, you're stuck forever.
Oh, really? Because it's so nice?
It's a great place to be, right?
Yeah, okay, good. I don't know. I met a bunch of people after the shows and stuff. We do a meet and greet. But I have to say Barksdale, right?
Yes. Yep.
Well, I kept calling them Shreveport.
Yeah, they're in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah, but they're outside of it.
Right, yeah.
They're in something, starts with a B, I forgot what it's called, but it's a small town.
Yeah.
But every time I'd say Shreveport, they would say the correct name of the city.
Yeah.
It's Barstow or whatever it is.
Whatever the name is.
And so that became a running joke during the show. But I had a great time. It was a 4-star general there.
Oh, yeah, that's where Air Force Global Strike Command is.
Yeah.
Who is it there these days?
What's the guy's name? I'll tell you in 1 second.
Yeah.
He was great. General Rand.
Yeah, General Rand. That's right. Yeah, he just took it.
So they, I had a great time, and I had fun, and we took a picture where all the generals, because there was 4 or 5 of them there that last night, and I was joking on stage that I'd like to take a picture with them, and I said it'd be great if you guys lined up and put me in your arms and just held me up, and then I'll
Did they do that?
And so they did it.
Oh, that's so awesome.
So
Gotta see that picture.
The audience, people in the show started saying, "Do it now, do it now." And so I looked at them, and they were like, "Yeah, let's do it now." So
Nice.
They got up, and then all of their wives did it after the show.
Oh, that's cool.
So I have a picture with the wives holding me and with the generals holding me too.
That's cool. I love when they let their hair down and have some fun out there.
Yeah, because I don't see them the way you guys see them.
Right, yeah, it's a little different.
Which isn't an official capacity,
Yep.
Everybody's wearing shorts and, they're like,
hey, I'm cool, Jim.
Just cool tools. Yeah, exactly. And then it turns out that, as you know, that place, they have B-2 bombers or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's serious stuff that they have to deal with.
Crazy. Did they let you go inside of them at all?
I did not.
Tour them at all?
No, I did. I drove and just looked at the
just
planes that they have out sitting out. So it was fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, I mean, has this whole tour, has this kind of been your first experience with the military? Have you done like USO stuff at all? Or?
No, this is my first time doing a tour where the whole weekend is just military bases. And it's been fun. It's been interesting, and I have to change my act a little bit. They asked me to not do anything political, and they asked me to try to keep it somewhat, clean or whatever. Mm-hmm. But the content has been, I sort of keep the content the same.
Right.
But I just take out any curse words.
Well, I don't think they care about it too much here. They told everyone here, like, hey, it's 18 plus. Don't bring your kids.
Yeah, well, they'll say that until I start letting go.
I know, right?
As soon as I say an F word, I start seeing people look around, go for their guns.
Yeah. You are in Mississippi. There's probably some guns, right?
Yeah. Mississippi.
I mean, at least you got a nice view of the back bay. It's not a bad view at the Bay Breeze up there. So
yeah, this is nice. The other thing I've been amazed at is that almost every base has a golf course.
I know.
Oh yes.
Hey, welcome to the Air Force.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I would join for that reason alone.
Yeah, it's a joke. That's the second thing that we always build. Is first thing's the airstrip, second thing's the golf course.
That's how we do it.
Yeah,
we know how to live in the Air Force. So,
but I haven't been able to play. I've only watched them, looked at them. But I was telling Walter Campbell, who's the opening.
Yeah, he's opening for you.
He
Prior Air Force guy, right?
Yeah. He sort of set all this stuff up too. But I was saying next time if we do more, now that I know the Air Force has all of these golf courses, I'm gonna start bringing my clubs and playing.
Oh yeah. Bring it along. They'll let you play right away.
Yeah.
They just write it in your contract. Be like, all right, so I gotta have a day for golf.
Yes.
A day for comedy.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
And a day to rest.
So how did you? I mean, it sounds like did you get into the Air Force entertainment stuff through Walter? Do you know him from a circuit or?
I know him from. I did comedy I did a show in Baltimore. He was living there. He opened for me that weekend, and then he called me and said there's this opportunity to do some, Air Force bases, and they're trying to get to do like 12 to 15.
Right.
And so I said, yeah, it would be cool. I hadn't really done it before, and I felt like I'd been invited to do a USO show over in South Korea.
Yeah.
Because I have a cousin who runs I think she's involved in the entertainment, bringing in entertainment and the hotel or whatever it is there. Mm-hmm. And so I was going to do it, but it's just such, I got to clear out a big chunk of calendar to go do it. So I'm trying to figure it out now, so that I can make time to do it. But this is the first time I've done it, exclusively military, shows. And,
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm not a military person. My brother was in the Air Force. He was a career guy.
Cool.
And he was in Sacramento, and I think I visited his base maybe twice.
Right.
But seeing it every day and meeting colonels and generals and airmen and everything it's been enlightening.
Right.
I've met guys who fly stealth bombers and stuff, and they tell you that as you're talking to them, and I just go, oh my God, that's amazing.
just like someone would tell you yeah, I was at work today and I was working on expense accounts. They just tell you the stealth bomber, no big deal.
Yeah, and there was one base where the commander still flew missions because he told me he was at the Pentagon, and then it was too. I don't know if you might want to cut this out, but he said it was just too cutthroat at the Pentagon. So they gave him a base, in charge of a base, and so, but he loves flying still, so he still goes out and does practices and maneuvers and teaching and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they gotta. I mean, just because they're sitting up here making decisions, they still have to keep their rated flying hours,
right.
And their hours go down. But I mean, yeah, you still see 4-star generals hopping in the F-16, flying them around.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you're a pilot, you gotta do it, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's kind of interesting to be upper management, but then still have to go back down in the trenches and do
and
the
watch
grunt
the
work
floors.
again, right? Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, with all of your extensive experience with the military, what kind of a two-part question here.
Okay.
What's your favorite branch of the military, and why do you think it's the Air Force?
I have a favorite branch? You have to have a favorite
you
branch?
have to pick, and it has to be the Air Force, though.
Well, I would say for family, connections, it would be the Air Force. My father was in the Army. but he didn't speak so highly of being in the Army as my brother did of being in the Air Force.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's generally common.
yeah, I would imagine. So I guess if I have to pick a favorite, I would say the Navy. I'm joking.
Hey,
it's the Air Force.
Okay, good. Okay, we were gonna have to cut this interview short.
I love you all. I love you all equally.
I guess just kind of finally, real quick. Obviously, it'd be remiss if we didn't talk about your comedy career, especially in the entertainment industry.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that there's probably some similarities to drive and to motivation in comedy. To you have to want it. It doesn't just happen for you. So, like, what have you learned? Life lessons that you've learned working in the entertainment industry that you think would apply to people in the military? What advice do you have for them? Life lessons, nuggets off the top of the head.
Oh, that's an interesting question. I mean, the things that I've learned is just persistence, hard work, never giving up. I could have quit any number of points in my career. Like after SNL, I had a dip where I had 1 year where I maybe worked 3 times. And I started thinking like maybe I should go back and get my degree because I was going to go into advertising. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, well, maybe I should go back to college and finish up, and I was talking to my therapist, and I was telling her about it, and she goes, well, this is the profession you've chosen, and you probably are more educated from your life experience than you would be if you went back to school and tried to learn something new or get a degree in what you're doing. And so it was an eye-opening moment for me. It was like, okay, yeah, I've done my doctorate study. It was SNL. That's where I became a doctor. Mm-hmm. Second City was my college. Doing improv in Chicago and Detroit was my undergrad. And I have to take the stuff that I know how to do, and I have to continue to do it. Just any opportunity that I get. And so during that period, I told my agent, I'm not turning down any work. As soon as you get any offers, anything, I'm doing anything that you. And so I started doing web series and appearing in people's student films, and I just kept working, and then just the momentum and of being consistent and letting know people that I was out there and doing good work kept the ball rolling. And so this year, we were laughing about it, my manager, but it was I have 2 TV series. One's on the internet with CBS. I have a new series coming up with ABC on the Goldbergs. I did another series that I did 8 episodes of a Friends show, Rob Riggle. He has a show on Crackle.
Prior Marine too, right? He was in the Marines.
Yeah, right, exactly. But this year has been an abundance of work. It's sort of like the fruit of, putting in the hard work, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, it's all paying off.
Yeah.
Just keep at it.
That's what I would say. That's my advice to anybody is just you got to do it because you love it, not for the money, and just to be consistent and persistent and never give up.
Absolutely, I think that's solid advice for everyone, and I think that's a great way to sign off. So, Tim, I really appreciate you sitting down with us.
Yes, I wish I was funnier, but I just woke up.
You're hilarious. You're hilarious anyway, I promise. And I'm looking forward to the show. It's going to be great.
Yes.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All
right.
Our Force Support Squadron was busy this summer, and not long after hosting Time Meadows, they were gearing up for the adrenaline-packed Alpha Warrior competition. Sarah Heeson and Kevin Klein toured the base and taught our airmen how to use the battle rig. Then, more than 100 of our airmen attempted the course. Senior Airman Travis Beal brings us this segment from Keesler Air Force Base.
Hi, I'm Kevin Klein. I'm Alpha Warrior Pro.
I'm Sarah Heeson. I'm Alpha Warrior Pro.
And we are at Keesler Air Force Base for the Air Force Alpha Warrior Tour. And we're about to rock and roll on the Alpha Warrior Battle Rig.
About to have a competition.
Okay, so what's the rig? Why are we doing this? What's the rig for?
It's functional fitness, so if we're just approaching it from a different vantage point. So if you take CrossFit and you take American Ninja Warrior and you just merge them together, you throw it together and you get Alpha Warrior. And we've come up with a whole system to make high intensity, legitimate fitness program that goes with this, and this is kind of our introduction by doing a competition and coming up here and introducing it to y'all.
Yeah, so again, we're trying to shoot towards the Comprehensive Airmen Fitness. So we have a whole fitness platform built around our Alpha Warrior battle rig. We have a fitness tour that's following us up that has a whole training program, and it is the goal there is to build the most functionally fit human possible. And it's a way to get airmen excited. That's one of our approaches. We want to make sure that people are excited to get off the couch and into working out again. And now that we have something like obstacles to throw in the mix, I think it just really gets people excited.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see where it's a little bit more fun than just throwing weights up and down.
Right.
It definitely breaks up the monotony.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said that so what's going to happen with the rig after everything's done?
We're keeping it here. We're building it moving it to the Dragon Fitness Center.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So are the rigs normally donated to the Air Force bases after you get done?
Yes, they are. Yeah. So this actually will be, I want to say it's our 65th or 66th install. So almost every Air Force base has one now.
That's outstanding.
Yep.
Not all of them have the big one, so y'all get the best one. Sometimes they scale down, so you get the big one.
Okay. So how you like your trip here to Keesler so far?
It's been amazing.
So
Actually,
good.
Keesler's been awesome. Number one, it's like Keesler's one of the busiest bases that we've ever seen because we go to a lot of bases, but every base has one mission. Here it's training, so there's so many different things going on, so many different schools, and it was amazing. We got to see the hurricane hunters yesterday.
Yeah.
The 403rd.
Yeah, we saw those. We saw
robotics
the
in the
we went
medical
to the medical
field.
Yeah, the Da Vinci.
Yeah.
Oh.
The robotics lab. Yeah.
It was amazing. I mean, we were just here and there. It was like one thing, 1 minute, and one
it's
thing
all
another
cool.
minute. It was
Everything's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
And it was cut short too, because
Yeah.
our schedule is full from start to finish, and there's some places we only got 15 minutes, and it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to even touch with what they did there.
Yeah.
But we had to keep moving because you do so much on this base.
It was incredible to see just how much goes on here.
Yes.
And then us on the civilian side, we have no clue.
That was my next question. Was how is it looking in from the civilian side as to what we as a military?
I mean, it's looking in from a civilian it's the coolest thing ever because on the outside we have no clue what goes on inside the fence. So number one, for you guys to allow us in and show us around, and you're so hospitable as well. So that was super welcoming. It's incredible to see what goes on and how everybody's got a kind of a job, or they've got a, I don't know, what's it called, a
like
gear in the cog. Everybody's got
Well-oiled machine.
Yeah, it's a well-oiled machine.
well-oiled
Everybody
machine.
has a job
Yeah.
that means something here.
Yeah. All right. So that was all I had. Is there anything that I missed that you guys would like to tell us about?
No. Yeah, no, we just want to say on behalf of the Alpha Warrior crew, thank you so much for letting us come in to your base, hang out with you guys for a couple of days. It is an absolute honor to do what we get to do with you guys. So thank you guys.
Yeah, and opening the doors to everything we do is just insane. We got to see everything. Well, we got to see a little bit of everything.
Well, Sarah, Kevin, thank you very much for coming down. I do appreciate your time with us sitting down and having a small interview, and I hope you guys have a great day. Yeah.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Go ahead.
You too.
Thank you. Sweet.